Greetings, my witchy flock of Second Life. I'm Felix Lubezki, your vault keeper from the depths. Well, you readers must have stout hearts to continue coming back for more of my gruesome tales. This time I have a real shocker for you. A story that will send vibrant chills of terror through you and rack your body with its suspense. This yarn from my private collection is called Werewolf Concerto. Our story opens in the only hotel in the small town of Linz, Hungary. It is night, and some of the guests it's an evening of quiet repose, but for one of them it's a grim, horrid moment of vicious death. Yeah! Horrible! Torn to shreds. This is the third time it's happened. Hotel manager is named Hubert Anton, a quiet, nervous individual who is nothing less than appalled at the hideous event. But then who wouldn't be? I'm checking out. 3 deaths in 3 months, too much. What kind of a hotel is this, anyway? Please, please, I beg you. I'm not going to stay in this place and be murdered. Neither am I. But the police will catch the killer. 3 times it's happened, all the same way. Sure, it's awful. I'm getting out. All right, gentlemen, I can't blame you. Yes, 3 murders in 3 months is enough to run any hotel. Oh, this is terrible. The hotel is getting a bad reputation. If I don't do something soon, I'll be ruined. Well, what can I do? What? Oh, wait, what's this? Mademoiselle Michelin, famed concert pianist to give concerts in Bravda. Why, that's not 5 miles from here. Say, that gives me an idea. Mademoiselle Michelin, this is Hubert Anton, manager of the famous Venetian Gardens Hotel in Linz. I wish to offer you my finest hotel suite to use during your engagement in Bravda. I offer it to you free. You are too kind, monsieur. I am happy to accept. Haha, with Mademoiselle Michelin as my guest, the tourists will fight to gain entrance. Ha ha, I'm a genius. Yes, Hubert was proud of himself, and that night he slept blissfully. However, the following afternoon, a large truck pulled to a stop in front of the hotel. Just a moment, what's going on here? I didn't order any piano. Our suites are all completely furnished. This is Mademoiselle Michelin's personal concert piano. Where she goes, this goes too. Mademoiselle Michelin, personal piano. Oh, of course, certainly, right this way. This is our finest suite. It covers 1 entire floor. I'll have this piano removed so you can set hers in place. Any idea when the Mademoiselle will arrive? Probably today. She doesn't let this piano out of her sight for long. Hubert was ecstatic with joy. He waited all day in anxious anticipation, but Mademoiselle Michelin didn't arrive. Late that evening, her clothes and personal belongings came, sir, but not her. Not yet. Well, perhaps she's not coming until tomorrow. What the devil? The girl stepping from the elevator. It's Mademoiselle Michelin. Holy smokes, when did she go up? Mademoiselle Michelin, it's an honor to have you as our guest. I must apologize for not being on hand to greet you. We didn't check you in. Quite all right, monsieur. It is of no consequence. I shall be out all evening. Please see that no one enters my room. Idiot, you said she didn't arrive. Why didn't you tell me she was here? But she didn't arrive. I mean, she didn't check in. See, the register hasn't been signed. Maybe the elevator boy. Honest, Mr. Anton, I've been on duty all day, and I swear I didn't take her up. Somebody rang the down buzzer on her private floor, and there she was. Sleeping on the job, probably. I've never been so embarrassed. Well, anyway, friends, weeks passed, and the hotel began to prosper again. Hubert was very happy, but lonely Mademoiselle Michelin intrigued him. Puzzling, can't understand her, never see her during the day, says she practices at night, yet no one has ever heard her practice. Maybe she's a phony. Ridiculous, too well known to be a phony. Never seen to eat, not in the hotel anyway. Strange girl, can't... Yes, everything was fine. Guests continued to arrive, and the future looked bright. It seemed that people had forgotten about the sorry murders until one night. A crotched, furtive figure prowled through the hotel halls and quietly entered one of the rooms. What's that? Ah! Yep, it happened again, this same way as the others, with the victim brutally torn and ripped to pieces. And what a commotion that caused. No time at all. Guests and employees streamed from the hotel. I'm not staying here any longer. Police say a werewolf is what killed those people. Yeah, I won't stay in this place either. I'm going too. I wouldn't be found dead in this joint. My wife and I are checking out. If there's a werewolf around, we'll vacation elsewhere. I understand, sir. Everyone's gone. Everyone, even all my employees have left. I'm ruined. Poor Hubert. But what could he expect? Not many people appreciate being murdered. Well, as before, weeks passed, and Hubert was alone in the hotel, except one other person. Mademoiselle Michelin, it's so good of you to remain. I'm sorry I cannot give you better service, but do not apologize, monsieur. I know you cannot get anyone to work here. They are all afraid. Yes, you're right. You're so understanding. Shall I take you to your suite? No, thank you, monsieur. I have learned to operate the elevator myself. Good night. Ugh, I'm a nervous wreck. Wish I could get a decent night's rest. I feel so strange all of a sudden. I feel like, oh no, not again. I can't fight it. I have to give in to I have to. Ha ha ha. Surprised? Yes, every month on the night of the full moon, Hubert Anton became transformed into a snarling, savage werewolf. And as always, there was but one thing in his mind. He must find a victim. No one here. Need to find someone. No one here. Wait, there is someone. Mademoiselle Michelin. In her suite. That's where she is. In her suite. I know she's there. Can't find her. Where is she? I know she's here. Where? Where? Search every room. Not here. No one else around. I need a victim. Blast it. Where is she? In the undependable woman. I'm going crazy. I've got to find her. Blast it. Blast it. Bang, 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 bang. What the devil? Her piano. It didn't make any noise when I hit the keys. Something cockeyed. No music. What the? No strings in it. No strings. Only dirt. Dirt. Why in the world would she keep dirt in her piano? Unless, good Lord, I know why. And I know why no one ever hears her practice. And why she never eats. Of course, it's all clear now. That's why no one sees her during the day. Only at night, because she sleeps all day. Here in this piano, she's a vampire. Yeah. Now there was a stirring finale that I thought was in good taste. Mademoiselle really ended her solid with a not lick, didn't she? Well, after that, you can be sure no one was bothered by werewolves. However, they did have some run-ins with a vampire. But read on, friends. There are more chills awaiting you. Oh, Second Life Center, still in Vault of Horror, number 16. We serve fitting punishment, where justice carves its own wicked reward. Step into the stocks with me. My story begins on a dark and dismal November night. Outside a darkened house stands a ragged, clothed figure. This is the house. Sign says Esma Flint, town undertaker. I'll knock. The heavy knocker on the battered door is lifted, and the room sound echo and re-echoed through the black corridors inside the house. Soon the doors creak slowly open. Yes, it is I, Uncle Ezra. It is I, Stanley, your sister's boy. What do you want? Let me come in. It is cold, and I'm chilled to the bone. The wrinkled old man moves aside, and the tattered figure of the youth steps inside. Lord, Uncle, it is as cold in here as it is out there. No fire. Fires burn coal. Coals cost money. What brings you here? It is my mother. She is dead. I've come to live with you. What? But I can't afford it. You'll have to be clothed, fed. I'll work, Uncle. I'll pay for my keep. I can cut wood for the fire. Help you in the shop. Very well, but remember, no work, no food. And that is how Stanley came to live with old Ezra, the town undertaker. And after you've finished cleaning the shop, you can help me sandpaper this coffin. Yes, Uncle Ezra. Ezra was hard on the boy. He worked him without a let-up. Ezra was cheap and miserly, and Stanley learned what horrible things about him. Wait, you fool! Don't nail down the coffin yet. Let the family have all seen the body. The funeral procession will be in here soon. The gold. We haven't removed the gold from his teeth yet. Are you going to be my charge, Stanley? You might as well learn everything there is to know. Remove the gold from his teeth? The idea was revolting to Stanley, but as his uncle's assistance, the gold was removed. Good. That ought to bring $5 at the jeweler's. Now you can nail down the coffin, Stanley. Yes, Uncle. The old man was tight. Money was his master. He never missed an opportunity to save and pinch a penny when the chance came. But, Uncle, I really do need a new pair of shoes. You'll wait. There'll be somebody dying soon, and you can take them from the body. That's the way he was, but Stanley could not leave him. He had no other relatives, only this miserly, cheap old man. Stanley, come here. There's been a death. Yes, Uncle, I'm coming. Stanley was sent to the bereaved family of the departed soul to take the order from the coffin. You're sure the measurements are correct, Stanley? Remember, lumber costs money. I don't want to make the coffin larger than I have to. They are correct, Uncle. When the coffin was finished, a member of the dead man's family came to see it. But this is a pine coffin. Didn't you order a pine coffin? Why, I ordered oak. I am sorry, sir. I will make an oak one at once. After the mourner left, Stanley, come down here at once. Coming, Uncle. Stupid, stupid. We have worked in vain. They ordered an oak coffin. But I'll teach you to take the order correctly from now on. But, Uncle, I told you oak. Grabbed a hammer, the maddened uncle struck poor Stanley across his back. Stupid, stupid. Oh! Stanley went down writhing in pain. Then he fainted. He was unconscious for several hours. When he came to, it's about time you came around. Hurry, we have work to do. My legs. I can't move my legs. Stop your fooling, you idiot. We must finish the oak coffin by tomorrow. Doctor, give me a doctor. I'm paralyzed. Reluctantly, wicked old Ezra sent for the doctor. Well, doctor, how is he? He'll never be able to walk again. His legs are useless. His spine has been injured. How did that happen? He fell down the stairs. Too bad. He'll have to stay in bed for a few weeks, and then he'll be on crutches for the rest of his life. Somehow old Ezra managed to finish the oak coffin in time for the funeral. But the pine coffin, what could he do with that? I'll save it. I may be able to use it on another body. The weeks went by, and Stanley began to move about on his crutches. What good are you now? You can't work. All you'll do is cost me money. Too bad, Uncle. Should have thought of that before you hit me with that in the back with the hammer. And as the months went by, old Uncle Flint grew more and more sullen. And then one night, when staring at the unused pine coffin, he got an idea. Why not? I could kill two birds with one stone. I'd use that coffin, and I'd be rid of that helpless cripple. And so one dark night, as Stanley hobbled up the stairs on his crutches, let me by, Uncle. They call it an accidental death, and Ezra began to make preparations for the funeral. You see, Stanley, your mistake isn't all wasted. It's your coffin now. Ha ha. Good Lord, I never thought. He's too tall. He doesn't fit. I won't make another coffin to fit him. That would cost money. I know what to do. The funeral was held on a gray, rainy day. Few people came. Maybe it's all for the best, Ezra. After all, he was incurable. Such a short coffin for a tall boy. That night, as Ezra sat before a dying fire, there came a thumping at the door, as if someone were kicking. What? Who's there? Slowly, Ezra opened the door and looked out. Why, there's no one there. Then his glance fell upon the ground. There at the doorstep lay a foot. Stanley's foot. Quickly, Ezra snatched the foot from where it lay and rushed into the house with it. Someone knows? Someone knows what I've done. frantically tossed the bloody appendage into the smoldering coals. Someone's trying to frighten me. Play a trick! I. Thump, thump. Ah, it came, that horrible thump thump, as someone was knocking the door. Again. I'll go see. There on the step before the door lay another severed foot. Who could it be? Who is trying to torture me? Again the wicked miserly old man stooped, picked up the ghastly limb and brought it inside and hurled it into the fire. Someone who hates me, someone who knows how I made Stanley fit into that pine coffin. And then the door knocker boomed. Wow, now he is knocking. There is someone out there. I can see his shadow. Yes? No, no, it can't be. Justice is served, cold and cruel. Fitting punishment seals the deal. Now wager over graves. The grave wager calls. Dig in, my ghouls, the second life horror vault of horror number 16 enters the grave wager. I bet the berries more than pride. Who'll win this dirt nap? Find out. My story starts on the midway of an amusement park. Three men stood fascinated before a gesturing barker. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Piero, the wax man. See how Piero resembles a wax figure. He's fooling. It is a wax figure. Oh, he's not alive? Or he's alive? And inside, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the greatest array of wax figure tableaus ever assembled under one roof. Famous murderers, historic horrors, all for 10 cents. I'm Roger. Paul, let's go in. Surely, I'm game. The three men, Roger Kane, Paul Vaughn, and Clyde Lake, paid their admissions into the wax museum. That Piero guy certainly looked like wax, and these wax figures in here look almost alive. Ugh, what a horrible scene. Come, let us leave. Yes, the figures of the victims look like actual corpses. What's wrong, Clyde? Weak stomachs? And you, no doubt, have a strong stomach. Well, the sight of a corpse never bothered me. Would if you were alone with one. Nonsense. Wouldn't bother me one bit. I have $20 in my wallet that says you wouldn't spend a night alone with a corpse. I'd do it for 50. What's that, Clyde? Shall we make it 50 together? All right, I'll bet. Wow, you're both betting me $50 that I won't spend a night alone in a room with a corpse, right? Right. Okay, it's a bet. Only there's one small detail. Where do we get the corpse? Huh? Oh, what say we dig one up? Rob a grave? Say, this is turning into fun. Oh, stop it, Roger. You're putting on an act. No, I'm not. I'm serious. Well, I don't think that robbing a grave is fun, but I'll agree to it if you both want to. Good. Tonight. That night, at the appointed hour, the shadows of three men fell across the weather-beaten tombstones. Here's a fresh grave. Start digging. Don't give orders. Slowly an ever-widening black pit appeared. Then I struck the coffin. Here's a crowbar. I'll unfold the sheet. The coffin was pried open. Ugh, he looks a little bluer than those wax figures. Lift him out, put him on the sheet, and then we'll wrap him up. Their job finished, the three men carried their gruesome prize wrapped in a sheet from the graveyard. Till tomorrow night, gentlemen. Yes, Roger, at my place we'll have everything arranged. The two men with the sheeted corpse stood watching as Roger disappeared down the road. Then, come, Clyde, help me carry the body back into the cemetery. What? We're going to put the body back into the grave. But the wager. I have a much better plan, and we don't need a body. What is your plan, Paul? As the two men in the darkness of the cemetery night dug, Paul explained his plan. You remember that Piero guy, the wax man? Why, yes. He will be our corpse. Oh, now I get it. And tomorrow night, when Roger is alone with him, right, we'll have Piero take the little cockiness out of him. Wow, I say this is going to be fun. Two men, their job of replacing the stolen corpse completed, sauntered off across the cemetery, their laughter drifting back, echoing from headstone to headstone. Next evening, an hour or so before Roger was due to show up, "This is Mr. Pirro, Clyde. I've explained my plan to him." "And you agreed to it? $50? I'd do anything." And so, made up to resemble a corpse, Pirro was covered with a sheet and placed in a room with no windows. Soon after, Roger arrived. "All right, Roger, there's the corpse we dug up last night, and here's a candle. Remember, Roger, if you leave this room, you forfeit your bet." "Fair enough. We'll come back and get you at daybreak. Have a nice night." "Good night, Roger." "Good night, gentlemen." Roger turned towards the shrouded figure and smiled. "This is going to be the easiest $50 I ever made." Roger sat down in an easy chair at one end of the room and picked up a book. "Ah, sense of humor these two have. Tales of terror and horror. Sounds interesting. Think I'll read a bit." But after a few hours, Roger began to feel uneasy. He closed the book. "Ugh, these stories give me the creeps. I think I'm going to get some sleep. What the? Good Lord! No, no! Keep away! Keep away!" As dawn was breaking, Paul and Clyde made their way to the room. "The door is closed. You think he'll be there?" "I hope not. I expected to pay Mr. Pirro with the $50 that Roger bet us." Slowly the door swung open. "Look, Clyde, Roger, he's sitting in the corner whimpering like a scared puppy, and his hair is turned snow white." "What have we done, Clyde?" "Pirro, he's dead, beaten to a pulp." "Lord help us, Paul. Roger's a raving maniac, and we are murderers." The wager's lost to the worms. The grave rager digs deep. Last escape. Escape from what? So, we meet again. Welcome, welcome, horror fans. The fire under my cauldron is lit, and even now my evil brew is gurgling and bubbling. This time I've cooked up a delightfully chilling little morsel, which I trust will warm your cold hearts. Come closer now, and gaze into the steaming contents of my cauldron. As my story unfolds, I call this spine-tingling tale Escape. See now a dismal prison yard. Over in one corner, in the gray shadow of a looming cell block, a small band of gray-clad convicts stand before a truck piled high with bricks. "All right, you guys, get busy and start unloading those bricks, and make it snappy." The grumbling convicts set to work at the back-breaking task of removing the huge pile of bricks from the truck. "Let's go, Luger." Okay. Reluctantly, one of the members of the gray-clad group rolls his wheelbarrows up to the truck. "Ah, the boys back in the city can see you now, Luger." "Shut up, creep." Pete Luger had once been the king of a nationwide crime syndicate. "Creep, huh? Don't be surprised if you get a pickaxe in your skull one of these days, Luger. Cut it out, you guys. The guard's eyeing you." And so the day passed, and the bricks were all unloaded and stacked neatly beside the cell block. "Oof, I'm beat. What's the matter, Luger? You stole your lily white hands? Okay, men, line up." The ragged group, the shirts soaked with sweat, line up for march back to their cells. "Another crack like that, bonehead, and you'll be chewing one of those bricks. Hey, look, a hearse." Slowly the ominous black truck pulled up before a small door. "What's that place?" "The prison morgue. Some yardbird must have croaked." Door opened, and a simple pine box was carried out. They take him into town and bury the poor Joe in Potter's Field, unless his family wants him, and whose would? The next day there's another truck and another pile of bricks to be unloaded. Ugh, my back is killing me. What are all these bricks for, anyway? Darn if I know. Building, I guess. That night, as Pete Luger, the one-time big shot, lay in his prison cot. Oof, another day unloading those bricks will kill me. Then they'll be carrying me out of here in a pine box, just like they did with that poor Joe yesterday. It's terrific. What a way to break out of this dump. He carried out in a pine box. The next day, Pete Luger found himself unloading another truckload of bricks, but this time his mind was on other things. Look at Luger. He's working like a beaver. He's thinking about something. I seen that look when I was working for him. He's making plans. Indeed, Pete Luger was making plans to escape from the walls that imprisoned him. Look, Luger, another hearse. For Conley, he's got the juice last week. Again, a pine box was carried out the small door and lifted into the black carrier of the dead. Yep, Conley's gone, Potter's Field. How do you get assigned to the prison morgue, Ed? Are you kidding? Nobody wants that job. All you have to do is volunteer. Why? Oh, nothing. Just wondering. Next day, Pete Luger volunteered for the job of morgue attendant at the prison morgue. All right, Bodkin, you report to the brick pile, Luger. Here wants your job. He can have it. I'd rather unload bricks anytime. And so Pete Luger had taken the first step in his intricate plan to escape from state prison. Ha! Look at those poor suckers breaking their backs on that brick pile while I sit here with some harmless stiffs. And they don't even know what they're making. That's the payoff. A week went by. Then one day, unless he gets last-minute reprieve, Luger, that Grayson guy's getting a chair tonight. And I get some business. Right, you'll keep him in the morgue here for 1 week. If no one claims the body, I know, out he goes. Get some tools from carpentry and get busy on a coffin. Okay, guard, right away. That night, Luger scribbled a hasty note to the boys on the outside. Come visit me, I'm lonely, Pete. On the following visiting day, Pete Luger's old lieutenant paid a call. What's up, Pete? I'm breaking out. I got a plan, and you guys gotta help. Ever wary of the guards that paced the visiting room, Pete unfolded his plan. When the hearse pulls out of the prison yard, you trail it. At a safe spot, take over. I'll be in the coffin. In the coffin? Yeah, don't ask questions. Just follow my instructions. Tomorrow, keep sharp watch for the hearse. Okay, Luger, time's up. Pete Luger went back to the morgue and gazed out of the window. They almost completed whatever it is they're building. Looks like a chimney. Suckers, all in those bricks while I sit around here, and tomorrow, I get out. The next day, Grayson went into a coffin, Luger. 2 men will be here to pick him up at 2 o'clock sharp. Okay, guard, 2 o'clock. Pete moved the karate-made coffin into the center of the room. They never find what's left of Grayson. And then he climbed in. What a plan. Brilliant. Brilliant. At 2 o'clock, the 2 convicts entered. Hey, Luger, he ain't around. Must have went to chow. Well, grab an end. Wait, look, the coffin. What's the matter? It ain't nailed down. Quickly, the convict reached for the hammer and nails. Leave it to Luger to leave a job unfinished. Calm. Okay, Jake, let's get an end. Yeah? Only a few more minutes, then freedom. You know, I always wondered what it was like what we was building with those bricks. Yeah, so did I. The heavy iron door slammed shut. The roar of the flames muffled Luger's frenzied cries. A crematorium! Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, I never figured it. Heh. Well, kiddies, neither did Pete Luger. He sure had a hot idea. I bet he's all burned up about now, though. Well, it only goes to show, don't count your bricks before the building is made. On it might backfire, as it did on poor Pete. I hope my little tale for this issue scorched you. I'll try having another heart warmer next issue. Bye now, and don't forget to write to the vault keeper and let him know what you think of our book. And there's no escape from the vault's grip. Escape seals their doom. Vault of Horror number 16 ends. Thanks for haunting Witches Center and Cafe with me. Sleep with one eye open. And good night, kitties.